everyone. Buenas tardes a todos. I'd like to start with a few words about school choice. I was watching Sunday Square Off with Bram Resnick Sunday morning, which I'm sure you all get up to watch as well, and heard a charter school owner boast about how much he paid teachers. Even though they have higher administrative costs than we do, it's possible because they don't need to hire teachers to meet the diverse needs of students like we do in Littleton. They only serve a select group of children, and they don't need to deliver all the programs that we do. Students go to these schools are segregated from the diversity of the communities they live in. The families abandon support of their community schools as well, and I refer to this system as choice instead of community. At Littleton, we believe in choice within our community, and we opened school choice registration on January 23rd as part of School Choice Week. And once again, we had a line forming outside when we opened the doors, and despite the rain, the room was filled with enthusiasm. We learned a lot last year, and our staff did a great job representing their programs. About 20% of our students registered that night, and we now have heard from 85% of our parents. Most families are requesting to stay in their current school, and our enrollment continues to grow, recently passing the 5,900 student mark. This means our programs are very full, and there's only a few seats left before we start to crowd in about our class size targets, over our class size targets. We still have board-approved openings that we could fill, but we don't have any qualified candidates to place in them. The growing teacher shortage is at a crisis level in our state. A recent study by the Learning Policy Institute Research Group ranked Arizona as the least attractive state for teachers. The study looked at everything from administrative support to job security, student-teacher ratios, and while those factors all matter, the issue boils down to pay for teachers. The average starting salary is $31,874. It's just $4,000 below the national average, and the average salary is even further behind. The starting salary in Littleton is higher than that. We're very proud of that. But there just aren't enough people in Arizona willing to take these teaching jobs. Governor Ducey had promised to increase state investments in Arizona's public schools. However, as reported in Arizona Schools Now, the proposed teacher raises of 2% phased in over 5 years won't really improve the teacher shortage in a meaningful way. This has prompted AZ Schools Now and other teacher advocates to ask the governor to focus all new funding on permanent teacher raises instead of rewarding certain schools. The proportion of charter school students in dollars is double that of community school districts in his rewards plan. Right now, 25% of teachers in Arizona are in their first 5 years, but in Littleton, that ratio is 71%. We've been rebuilding our teacher corps after having lost so many teachers when the district experimented in the extended school year. Indications are that we are continuing to improve our teacher retention ratios. Our Ring in the New Year with Littleton letter that went out last month already has nearly 80% of our current certified staff returning, with only 8% saying that they're turning in resignations. We're working hard in the budget to offer great programs and plan to continue to keep all the raises the board approved last year with the passage of Prop 123, but that makes our budget very tight. We want to help cover the increases in health care for our employees, solve some working condition issues, and give a raise. And depending on what the legislature finally determines the inflation factor to be in the funding formula, we'll see. We're concerned that neighboring districts are offering teacher contracts earlier and earlier. In fact, some already have, and they're trying to tempt our people to leave. This shortage has made the competition for teacher talent more fierce than ever. Enough about the teacher shortage. Even with these staffing challenges, we have great things happening in our district. You already saw some of our kids at Hope. In January, our students honored Civil Rights Day and Nobel Peace Prize winner Dr. Martin Luther King for his legacy of advocating for equality and justice. At Collier and Littleton, students created reports, conducted book studies regarding civil rights, and wrote their own dreams. At Country Place, students read a story about Dr. King, and related that to Leadership Habit 2, to begin with the end in mind, and how Dr. King wanted a peaceful way to create a world where all people have equal rights. At Estrella Vista, students contributed artistically to an image of Dr. King that was displayed on their campus, viewed news reports focused on civil rights, and shared quotes on the announcements. At the Fine Arts Academy, they conducted classroom lessons focused on MLK Day and why the day is significant in history. Students at Tres Rios Academy looked for ways to make a difference in their own backyard on equality issues. And at Quinton, social studies classes talked about the I Have a Dream speech in their elementary classes and wrote a letter to Dr. King. Students from each of the campuses also attended the Kids at Hope Time Travel Summit at Estrella Mountain Community College in January. Students participated in reflective activities that centered around the 4 destinations and were able to plan for their future, home and family, the types of hobbies and recreation they would engage in, the methods to provide service to their greater communities, and how college will assist them in gaining their desired specialized careers. They're motivated more than ever now to bring Kids at Hope initiatives back to their campus and help support their peers and reach high levels of success in life. We had a group of spellers compete at the district spelling bee in January, and the bee went 8 rounds with a nail biter at the end. The first place trophy went to Toby Belogan. Did I say that right? A 7th grade Firebird at Littleton Elementary, and second place went to Destiny Centio, an 8th grader Mustang from Country Place Leadership Academy. Both students competed over the weekend at Yonker High School, but weren't able to advance to the state competition. We're very proud of them. They've accepted invitations to the regular March meeting to be congratulated by the board. We're also proud of our staff here at Littleton, and every now and then I get a chance to share some testimony from members of our community. A few days ago, a parent in our district shared some words of commendation for one of our bus drivers, Mr. Ron Christie. The parent said, "Mr. Christie was a bus driver for the students I chaperoned on the field trip, and I'd like to personally thank him for doing such an amazing job and being the best bus driver there is." Transportation is another area where we're shorthanded right now, and we really appreciate all the efforts being put in by the people in that department to continue to deliver great service to our community. Did you hear how well the high school kids are doing in soccer this year? Beat Brophy. Well, Littleton's soccer season is also well underway, and the students are learning new skills and having fun. There have been many exciting close games. Students and coaches are getting ready for playoffs, so there's sure to be a lot of good soccer still to come. Everybody's invited to attend the games and cheer their favorite team. In closing, I'd like to express our appreciation to Kelly Gentile and the Littleton Education Foundation for a donation of $5,600 to help fund student field trips, and to Lowe's Corporation for awarding $2,000 in garden supplies through their garden grant program. And that's all I have this evening.